Is skipping meals really that bad for us? So it is a question that I get quite often. It's also something that I do see in food diaries when somebody's just starting out on nutrition for the first time. It's a default behavioural pattern some people go to try and strip body fat. They'll start skipping meals, skipping breakfast, or they'll work through breaks and lunches and things like that. Sometimes it's not intentional. It's just, you know, living in a reactive kind of environment where you're up and out on the school run and you've not even thought about breakfast for yourself because you've been sorting the kids out, and then you've been called into meetings at work, so you've missed snack time, etc. And I do get asked, is it bad to skip meals? So yes and no is my response. It depends how structured it is. Now, you'll hear of diets that include intermittent fasting, and intermittent fasting, not that it necessarily includes skipping meals, but it does, it reduces the window of opportunity to eat, to reduce calorie intake for some people. But let's talk about somebody that's not been put on an intermittent fast purposely by a nutritionist, and they're just skipping meals day to day, they're not eating consistently. So in those circumstances, my view is that it's not ideal and that it can be detrimental for your goals. So if you think food is our nutrition and it's our fuel, so if you're waking up in the morning and you're skipping breakfast and you're starting your day out at work or at home or wherever, with no food in your system, you're going to be low on energy levels, probably going to be a little bit cranky. You might think, well, I have no appetite in the morning. That's normally a sign that your metabolism's flatlining and isn't working very effectively. Now, your metabolism is the rate at which you burn body fat, or the rate you burn energy. So if you're not feeling very hungry, it could mean that you're not burning energy very effectively and your body's not really willing to burn body fat, etc., because you're under eating. So definitely get your nutrients in. You cannot be healthy and thriving and have, you know, healthy cells, healthy hair, healthy skin, healthy mind and all of that if you're starving your body of nutrition. So problem number one with skipping meals is skipping nutrients that your body needs. We need energy for brain function, so you won't be as productive. We need energy for the tasks that we're going to do. So if you're going to go and train, you're not going to have an optimum training session with lack of nutrients in your system. You're potentially slowing your metabolism down, so you'll be burning fat at a much lower pace. Sometimes when your metabolism's going too slow, you actually start gaining body fat even if you're in a calorie deficit. Not eating also, it spikes your stress hormone cortisol, and cortisol's a bugger for stitching up your hormone levels, stitching up your insulin sensitivity and productivity, so you start depositing more belly fat if you've got more cortisol in the system, etc. So in my view, skipping meals, it's not healthy. It's not part of a well-balanced lifestyle or diet. It's normally the result of either somebody who's absolutely desperate to lose weight and they think, well, I just won't eat, but that's not a good long-term plan. You can definitely achieve some fantastic results eating an abundance of food, eating plenty of fruits, veggies, eggs, meats, fish, nuts, seeds, etc. You don't have to starve yourself. Most of the people that I work with, we start fairly low calories because most of them have been under eating for quite some time, and we gradually build the calories up and up and up, and a lot of them get their best results when they're on a higher calorie intake, when it's being filled with lots and lots of nutrition, than they do when they're on a massive calorie deficit, absolutely starving themselves. So if you know you're skipping meals, a few little hints and tips from me would be, start to introduce regular meal times. So if at first you've got to set an alarm on your phone that goes off at 8 a.m. and says eat breakfast, then you have another one that goes off at 10:30, 11 that says have a morning snack, then set those reminders for yourself. If you're just forgetting to eat, it's no good. If you're waking up in the morning with absolutely no appetite, we've got to start kick-starting that appetite and that metabolism. So one of the hints and tips that I'd use is start with something really small. It might be half a banana or a boiled egg or something like that, but you've got to start somewhere. Have a smoothie if you can't stomach solid food at that time in the morning. You'll be surprised at how quickly you start waking up hungry and ready for food, and that is a really, really good sign that everything's starting to speed up and the body's starting to burn energy more efficiently. So set reminders if you're forgetting to eat. If you're working through breaks and lunches at work, ask yourself who is making you do that. Chances are it's not your boss. Chances are it's you saying, oh, I'm too busy to eat and I'm too busy to do this. You need to be more in control of what you're doing. Plan your break times in. You're entitled to breaks and lunches. Make sure you've got stuff in your bag so you're not going to the vending machine. Make sure you're eating every 2 to 3 hours or so. It doesn't have to be a massive meal, just a little snack, and you'll keep your metabolism firing on all cylinders, which is what we want. The quicker we can get that metabolic rate working, the faster you're going to burn body fat. Now you can speed it up even more through weight bearing exercise as well, but if you're not eating enough, you should not be exercising to excess, because you're actually going to start breaking down instead of building. So if you know you're skipping meals, if you know you're starving yourself, that is not a healthy approach to weight loss. It doesn't need to be that way. You've got to start having some confidence that food isn't the devil. Calories aren't bad. We do need them. Don't skip your meals. Give it a go. Let me know how it goes. If you need any other hints and tips or anything, bob me a message and I'll do my best to help. But please, please, please stop starving yourselves. Stop putting yourself in ridiculous calorie deficits, because some calorie deficits are dangerous, and if you don't know what you're doing, you could be stitching yourself up. Stop skipping meals. Stop putting yourself on fasts when you don't need to be on fasts. You can achieve fantastic results without any of the gimmicks. You just need structure and consistency and good solid nutrition and calories. Give it a go.